Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the voting of the final of World Stage 1989. We will begin right away with Liv, who will give 7 points to Lithuania, 8 points to China, 10 points to Norway, and 12 points to Taiwan. Then we'll get votes from Victor, who will give Portugal, Bulgaria. Thank you, 4 points for Bulgaria, 8 points for Sweden, and to China, and the 12 to Argentina. And we are also getting the votes from Famicom Guy, giving points to Algeria, Scotland, the first points for Scotland, 8 points to Lithuania, 10 points to West Germany, and the 12 points to New Zealand. Our phone is on. Ivanik gives 7 more to West Germany, 8 to England, 10 to Lithuania, and the 12 points to Yugoslavia, which only had 1 point before. That's interesting. Yere will give 4 more to Lithuania. Lithuania is 9 points in the lead, 8 to Bulgaria, 10 to Scotland, and the 12 points to West Germany, putting it 1 point behind Lithuania. Yes, stop the count. Lithuania is winning. Grandma does have to find those interval acts now. Krishna will give 7 more to Bulgaria. Thank you. 8 to Yugoslavia. 10 to West Germany. And the 12 to Scotland. So West Germany is currently leading. That could be a double. Nebulosta will vote, giving first points to Pakistan and Cuba. 8 to Australia. 10 to Scotland. And the 12 to Norway, putting it closer in contention. Jimis will give 7 to Canada, 8 to Scotland. Scotland is closing in on West Germany, and to Algeria, and the 12 to India. Matsu will give 7 more to Norway, 6 to Australia, by the way, 8 to England, and to the Dominican Republic, putting it on, well, giving it for their first points, and 12 to West Germany, which means it is 14 points in the lead. Hansa won't steal a kiss. Same reference as Liv, both representing a Nordic country, same reference. And Haza will give 4 points to Russia, by the way. Thank you for that. And to Bulgaria. Thank you for that. And the 12 to Latvia. Dr. Seger takes Brazil off 0, gives 1 point to West Germany, 8 to Lithuania after slandering it in the semifinal, 10 to Portugal, and the 12 points to China. Alan predicted the host entry lost, didn't Georgie. Georgie. Moro will vote, by the way, giving 7 to Lithuania, 8 to Bulgaria. Thank you. And to Scotland. And the 12 points to Latvia. Bettan will give 7 more to England, which means England is now in fourth place. 8 to Cuba. And to Sweden. And the 12 to Scotland. So Scotland is now 2 points ahead of West Germany. Josh, basic Josh, who is actually not basic based on his submissions, gives 7 to China, 8 to Brazil, 10 to Sweden, and the 12 to the Dominican Republic. Kurt's grandma votes now, giving Belgium, 8 to Scotland, putting it back in the lead, and to Sweden, and the 12 to Norway. I will not make any snarky comments here. David will give 7 more to Scotland, 8 to Belgium, 10 to Norway, and the 12 will go to China. Jeremy. Jeremy's votes 5 more to Sweden, 3 to Russia, thank you, 8 to Cuba, 10 to Australia, and the 12 points to Portugal. Felipe gives 1 to Bulgaria. Well, thank you. 8 to China, and to Norway, which means Norway is now just 2 points away from overtaking West Germany. 12 to Yugoslavia. Rodu. Let's see the votes from Rodu. With 7 more points to Norway, it is now second, but Scotland is 16 points in the lead. 8 to Canada, 10 to China, so China is now third, and the 12 points will go to Cuba. Mommy, that is my mom. Will give 6 to Lithuania, 7 to Norway, 8 to Russia, 10 points to Cuba, and the 12 points to Belgium. And now it's time for Packer, who will give 7 more to Lithuania, 8 to Canada, a 10 to Scotland, which means Scotland is on triple digits now, and the 12 to Bulgaria. My biggest fan this year, my biggest, most vocal fan. Thank you. Asi, Zuna's dad, giving 6 more to Scotland, and 7 to Russia. Thank you. 8 to the Dominican Republic, and to England, and the 12 points to Norway, which means Norway is 13 points away from overtaking Scotland. And Zuna will give 4 points to Russia. Thank you. 8 to Pakistan, 10 to Scotland. Scotland is on 121 points. And the 12 to Norway, which means Norway is on triple digits as well, 110 points. UDP giving 7 to Portugal, 8 to Canada, and the 10 points to Russia. Thank you. And UDP's 12 will go to Latvia. Ajib. 7 to Bulgaria, 8 to South Africa, 10 to Taiwan, and the 12 to Thailand. That is going into the Hall of Shame, hopefully. Grandma. Yeah, I think I can guess where her 12 points will go. 8 to Scotland, 10 to China, and the 12 points to Yugoslavia. I would have never guessed it based on her name. Okay, Grandma's message is off my screen now, so I can stop laughing. Matt, let's see the votes for Matt. 7 to Thailand, 8 to Algeria, 10 to Yugoslavia, and the 12 points to Bulgaria. Thank you for that a lot. Jacqueline from St. Pierre and Miquelon, giving 8 to Portugal, 10 to Belgium, and the 12 points to Cuba from St. Pierre and Nickelodeon, yes. Peter John, Triple is my enemy. Well, sometimes it can be. Clearly not very happy with our votes. A lot of points on the right side. 8 to Portugal, 10 to Taiwan, and the 12 points to Norway. So Norway is just 1 point behind Scotland now. Eric will give 3 to Scotland, 2 to Norway. So the gap is now increased to 2 points. 8 to Cuba. Yes, it would be a bad time to say that you predicted Cuba last based on their position now. 10 to Yugoslavia and the 12 points to Algeria. AJ will give points to the whole bottom three. And 8 to Taiwan. And to South Africa. And 12 points to Norway. So Norway is now 10 points in the lead over Scotland. We are a little bit over halfway through. Fireburst. Giving 7 more to Yugoslavia. 8 to West Germany, which means they are finally on triple digits. 10 to India. And the 12 points to Australia. Joe will give 6 to Russia. Thank you. 5 more to Norway. 4 to England. 8 to Belgium. And to Sweden. And the 12 to Latvia. Maria will give 7 to Russia. 1 to Bulgaria. Thank you for both. 8 to Thailand. And to China. And 12 points to India. Norway remains in the lead. China is 1 point away from triple digits. And D will give 7 to Portugal, 8 to Yugoslavia, and to Pakistan, and 12 to Lithuania. Jeffrey, and to South Africa, 8 to Australia, and to the Dominican Republic. And finally, the 12 points to England, which means, oh, actually, China, Yugoslavia, and England are all on triple digits now. Cuba is 2 points away, Portugal is 3 points away. Nix, 6 to Bulgaria. Thank you. 7 more to Norway. By the way, 8 to Sweden, and to China. It is now in third. And the 12 to India. It is now on the left side. Luis will give 7 to Russia. Thank you. 4 more to Cuba, putting it on triple digits. 8 to Lithuania, putting it on triple digits. 10 to Norway, which means it is now 30 points ahead of Scotland. And the 12 to Argentina, which is no longer in lust. Now, Jasmine giving 6 to South Africa, 2 to Czechoslovakia, 7 to Latvia, by the way, 8 to the Dominican Republic, and 5 more to Norway as well. 10 to Cuba, and 12 to England. England is third. Krishna's boyfriend, let's see, will give 6 to East Germany, 8 to Bulgaria, thank you, the 10 points to China, and the 12 points to West Germany, putting West Germany third by a tiebreaker. Alex Papa, let's see, will give 5 to Scotland, 4 to East Germany, 8 to Cuba, 10 to Brazil, and 12 points to the Dominican Republic. Declan, 5 more to South Africa, 6 to West Germany, 8 to East Germany, and to Latvia, and 12 points to Portugal. EMG will vote for Czechoslovakia, which is currently still in last despite those votes. 8 to South Africa, 10 points to Yugoslavia, putting it 1 point behind West Germany in fourth, and 12 to Bulgaria. Thank you. And Bulgaria and South Africa are on triple digits now. Our silent voter is back. The ultimate silent voter gives 7 to Bulgaria. Thank you. 8 to Norway. 10 to West Germany. And the 12 points to Scotland. To make it catch up just a little bit, it is now 29 points behind. Andro giving 7 more to Cuba, 8 to China, 10 to Thailand, and 12 to Algeria. Yeah, giving 4 to Bulgaria. Thank you. 8 to Taiwan, 10 to Yugoslavia, and the 12 to Scotland. 22-point margin now. Harry giving 7 more to Norway, and 8 to Belgium, and 10 to Taiwan. Taiwan is in triple digits. Oh, 2 to Bulgaria. Thank you. I didn't notice. Sorry. There is a lot of numbers going around. And the 12 to Sweden, which means it is on triple digits as well. Lagarbo, which is Rodu's cousin, giving 7 to Taiwan, 4 to England, 8 to Argentina, and 10 to Latvia. And 12 to Norway. Norway is above 200 now. Well, it's not over. There are 10 jurors left. That is 120 points potentially in it. Alex is typing his votes, giving 8 to Portugal, 10 to New Zealand, and 12 to Algeria, which means Algeria is on triple digits as well now. Make egg giving 6 to Sweden, 8 to Bulgaria, thank you, 10 to West Germany, putting it third, and 12 to Lithuania. Mozambique, 1 to Bulgaria, thank you, 7 more to Norway, by the way, 8 to the Dominican Republic, and to Portugal, and 12 to Pakistan. Woody will give 1 more point to Bulgaria. I know how fond you are of the genre, so thank you for 1 point. 8 to Lithuania, and to China, and 12 to Algeria. And Tigressa, giving 5 to Bulgaria. Thank you. And to Brazil, 8 to Cuba, 10 to Argentina, and 12 to the Dominican Republic. We still have 6 jurors left, so that is 72 points in it still. Erndale will give 4 to Scotland, 8 to Argentina, 10 to East Germany, and 12 to Czechoslovakia. I can see he must not be very happy right now. Arias giving 4 more to Czechoslovakia and 1 to Yugoslavia, 8 to Scotland, 10 to Bulgaria. Woo, thank you. And the 12 to Algeria. And giving 3 more points to Bulgaria. Thank you. And also 8 to China. And to Norway. And the 12 to the Dominican Republic. Yes, it is over now. It is over. But we'll still see votes from Eden, who gives 6 to Bulgaria. Thank you. 8 to Scotland. 10 to Czechoslovakia, which means Czechoslovakia is no longer lost. and 12 to Norway to like really confirm it. Elga giving 5 to Russia. Thank you a lot. 8 to England and to Canada. 10 to Scotland, 12 to Scotland, which means Scotland is on 200 points now. Oh, over 200. Chris giving 7 to Yugoslavia, 4 to England. Chris is the last voter. By the way, 8 to Portugal, 10 to Sweden, and the 12 to Pakistan. And that concludes the voting in the 1989 final. Norway is the winner, which means Sweden is the only Nordic country that hasn't won yet. Yes, congratulations. I was right in the announcement. Yes, Norway's revenge for 1971. Yes, semi-final and repechage. Of course, yes. I was just waiting for people to be happy. Ooh, be happy. Now, repechage. Antigua finished in eighth with 182 points, and in seventh place with 184 points was Latvia. And that's what I meant when I said, like, without my mom would have changed the outcome because she gave 4 points to Latvia and 0 to Antigua. And with 188 points in sixth place was New Zealand. And with 198 points in fifth place was the Dominican Republic. And also with 198 points in fourth was Czechoslovakia, winning by the number of voters, the tiebreak by the number of voters. Now, with 200 points in third was Cuba. With 201 points was Pakistan. And with 223 points was Brazil. Now, let's go to, yes, 7 12s for New Zealand, by the way, indeed. Only Mozambique did not get any 12s. Now, semi-final one. With 162 points in ninth place was Venezuela. With 184 points in eighth place was Mozambique. With 194 points in seventh was Latvia. And with 215 points in sixth was Cuba. And also with 215 points in fifth was Canada. But as we can see, Cuba finished safely above Canada in the final. With 234 points in fourth place. Yes, tiebreak, which brings up another thing I wanted to discuss. Maybe we should indeed switch to the tiebreak by the number of 12s, but we can discuss this later. Thailand also on DTF with 234 points in fourth. With 268 points in third was China. With 279 points in second was Yugoslavia. And with 309 points, winning it was Scotland. Obviously, it finished second in. Yeah. The final. That's the word I was forgetting. Sorry. A long day. Now, tiebreak. Denmark lost the tiebreak to Hong Kong by the number of voters, and with 160 points in eighth place was Mexico. With 174 points in seventh was Antigua and Barbuda, and with 179 points in sixth place was Pakistan. Now, the fifth direct qualifier was Russia. And before you start accusing me of anyone, my mom's votes would not have changed the outcome here. Without her votes, Russia, Pakistan, and Antigua would have all entered a triple tiebreak on 174 points. And Russia would have still won over Antigua. So, yes, and over Pakistan as well. Now, with 192 points in fourth place was Argentina. With 201 points in third place was East Germany. And with 242 points in second place was Algeria. And winning with 270 points, it's England. And these are crazy low votes, crazy spread out votes for a semi-final indeed. Semi-final 3. With 169 points in ninth place was New Zealand, which qualified for the final, obviously. And in eighth place, with 184 points, was Colombia. In seventh with 199 was Ireland. And in sixth place with 238 points was Brazil. And also with 238 points was India. And now in fourth place with 240, we had Taiwan. And with 281 in third, we had Portugal. With 287 in second, we had Bulgaria with 11 12s. And with 330 points, Norway was the winner, also with 11 12s. That is 22 people, almost half of the voters voted for either Norway or Bulgaria in the semifinal. Yeah, India had the most voters, 44. And semifinal 4. This one was not very close. In ninth place, we had the Dominican Republic with 192 points, which also went to the final. And with 195 points in eighth place was Czechoslovakia, which also went to the final, might I remind you. In seventh with 204 points was Spain. And in sixth with 205 points, we had the United States. And now in fifth with 218 points was Australia. With 240 points in fourth was Belgium. With 269 points in third, we had Lithuania. Now with 278 points in second place at Sweden. 11 tens, by the way. And with 313 points in first was South Africa, which won its semifinals. So Krishna and Freddie won their semifinals. Yeah, and this concludes all of the results of World Series 1989. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye. See you all for the special and the awards. Bye.